What keeps you motivated when you are working on something that you really care about? Do you just simply stay motivated? Are you dedicated to it? Are you just disciplined? For most people, I would say that nothing really keeps them motivated, and that's why so many people fail at completing what they want to do. Really quick, before we get into the rest of the video, I will be wearing a hat because I haven't fixed my green screen issues, and I think that the hat will fix the green aura around my hair, so that's why I have a hat on. It's an issue that I think a lot of people struggle with. The most blatant example that I think of is New Year's resolutions. If people want to get to the gym, they might go to the gym for 2 weeks, and then they end up giving their money to the gym for the rest of the year, and they never think about it until next year. And that's not very good. That doesn't really help you, it only helps the gym. But I'm not really here to talk about the gym. I'm really here to talk about business. My business, in fact. And the thing that keeps me going isn't necessarily that I wake up super motivated, that this is the only thing that I live for, because it's simply not. See, for me, I think of business and most of life in general as a game, and I don't like losing games. See, the way that I see it, in life, the rules are laid out for everyone. Everyone has the same rules, and you have to find ways to win within those rules. So what do I do to not lose games? I make sure to dedicate myself every single day to ensure that it's fresh on my mind, that I'm staying as sharp as I can, and to always have new ideas coming. And it's not always easy. In fact, most of the time it's not. And at this point, Get More Jobs will be more or less my third or fourth business. Now, some of those businesses were just high school hustles that I was doing, but the mindset was still there and the ideas behind it still apply. And my most successful business that I was a part of was actually very successful. And the most successful business that I've been a part of was a mobile car detailing business that I worked on for about 3 years. And during that business, I learned a lot. And at least in my experience, some of the hardest parts of running a business aren't even the business parts. They're all the things that you miss out and sacrifice on in your real life because of your business, whether it be missing out on plans, not being able to do things because you have to work, which, to be fair, applies to everyone with a job, but it's a little bit different when you work for yourself because you literally are only hurting yourself when you decide to do that. So for me, the hardest part is finding a balance between those things and still making sure that I make time for myself and growing the business and also for the people around me and those that I love. On that note, what exactly am I going after? And usually when people ask, I just say that I want to be successful, but what does that mean? Why do I want to be successful? And the reason that I want to be successful is probably pretty similar to a lot of people. I didn't grow up in a super rich family, not even a medium well-off family.
No, you're right.
Growing up, I lived in a 3-bedroom house that had 9 people living in it, with my other extended family living in a 5th wheel on the side of the house. It was a pretty packed house with about 12 people living there in total. And that wasn't necessarily the core motivation for why I want to work hard and be so successful. The real reason behind that is throughout my life, I've had so many things that I thought were mine or things that I had access to use, but because of the position I was in and they never fully belonged to me, things were always taken away from me. Whether it was where I lived, the cars that I was driving, the clothes that I had. Sometimes I was given these things under false pretenses, and then maybe a month or 2 or maybe 3 months would go by and things would change and I would lose access to them and I was left with nothing. That's why now, even though I don't drive the nicest car, the car that I have, I do own. I have the title sitting in the other room, and no one will ever be able to take my car from me again. So when I want to be successful, I want to make sure that I have everything that I own and I'm able to have nice things that I want all by myself because no one's going to give it to me. And sometimes this mindset really sucks. And I used to play lots of video games, but nowadays when I get on, they all are like, they haven't seen me in forever. It's like, where have you been? And I don't really have an answer to them because I've just been focusing on myself. Video games aren't the most important thing to me now, which is fine, but it is also kind of a sad reality to accept. And sometimes the hardest parts are gonna be yourself. Pause. And sometimes, even if you are properly motivated and disciplined in what you want to do, you're gonna have a hard time accomplishing what you want. Take this video for example. I've been fighting myself this entire time recording because I feel like I'm sounding like an absolute cornball. I don't know if I like what I'm saying, but that's kind of how it is. I mean, I'm talking in a room with myself to a camera, and that's kind of an awkward and embarrassing feeling for whatever reason, at least for me. But I know that making content is part of what I want to do, and that's why I'm here, forcing myself to make this video and talking about my motivations in general. I'm dedicated to get more jobs. I truly believe in it, and I want to see it grow into a very successful business. But for whatever reason, if it doesn't, that's also okay. I'm not saying I'm going to give up on it anytime soon, but I know that I'll never fail in life because I'm never going to give up. If this fails, I'll move on to the next, and so on and so forth, until eventually I'll hit gold, and I know I will.
If tomorrow my company goes under, I will just start another paper company, and then another, and another, and another. I have no shortage of company names.
Michael.
That's one of them.
So I guess to sum this whole video up, the reason I stay motivated is the knowledge that I know that in order to achieve the things I want in life, I have to work hard every day. No one's gonna give it to me. And even though in the short term, I might be suffering small losses, like losing time playing video games with my friends, I know that in the long run, 5-10 years from now, I'll be grateful that my past self, which is who I am currently, took the time and was dedicated every day to see my goals through. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. I plan to make more videos like this, maybe more videos talking about more of the business side of things. Like, I do make weekly videos where I talk about what I did every week for the business. So if you're interested in updates on a weekly basis to what I did every week, stay tuned for that. This week will be week 5 of those videos. And yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.